What's up, guys? We're back here in Code A, and we're past the first two best of threes here. This is the winners match, actually.
The winners match is going to be between Rogue and Stats. On the other hand, the score screen is not correct.
Yeah, that's not correct. I had to do a double take there. It's going to be Rogue and Stats. It's going to be a Zerk versus Protoss.
Yeah.
And then after that, we will have a Zerk versus Terran.
Indeed we will, with Life versus Bunny. So just disregard that. Here's what's really happening. So Stats has to play the same matchup twice. You know how that makes you feel when you have to prepare for all matchups in a group, and suddenly the one that you have in your first match is the one you play in the second one. You got to be feeling like, okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally possible that he's warmed up enough. He can take on Rogue. I got to say, Rogue plays a little bit differently.
Yeah, very differently.
Life's had some funky play today so far.
He overextended himself in that second game. I'm not quite sure why he thought he needed to do that attack.
Well, I mean, he did see that the third next was coming up. I guess he just thought he'd get in there. I mean, it's like any other timing attack. You just think you can get in there and
it's a newer map too. Like, you might not be as familiar with the rush distance there.
And the space and stuff with the expansion.
Yeah.
Well, this is the winners match now. The winner between these two, Rogue and Stats, will go on out of this group in GSL Code A. In the bottom left, we have our Zerg player. He is
Gene Green Wings Logan.
This doesn't get old.
It sounds like he's saying log.
Yeah. It does sound like he's saying log, yeah. In the upper right, our Protoss player beating Life.
KT roster Stats.
Gene Green Wings log Kappa.
Kappa.
You know, there's actually a.
How many different variations of the Kappa face are there? Do you know?
I'd say there's probably like at least 10.
Because they have a bunch.
I don't know what the codes are for them, though.
I don't know.
It feels like an unwritten Twitch rule that you're never supposed to tell anybody what the codes are, by the way.
It's gray face, no space, is what it is.
Unless you're telling them that one.
Yeah, if you want to know how to make the Kappa face, you type in gray face, no space. I mean, you don't type in no space. Don't be confused. That's the part you put in parentheses.
I was in Samsung on the way to the studio the other day, and I saw a guy with a white hoodie that had purple letters on it that were like in Twitch purple, like the exact same purple you have like on Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
And it said Kappa with a capital K, Korean guy. I then later found out this is a clothing line in Korea, but I definitely want to buy one of those hoodies.
I think that's outside of Korea too, isn't it?
Maybe so. I just know that it's in Korea specifically.
Yeah. No, I think that's an international brand.
It reminds me. It's like one of those stores that's like got like kayak paddles like on the entrance. Like it looks like it's supposed to be like the North Face or something, kind of, but like a little bit more. I don't know. Like,
by the way, these bases are all 32. I just noticed that.
What do you mean by 32?
Little expansions. You can't see it on this one because it's covered up.
Like the numbers 32. On the bases, yeah.
A little nuclear symbol there. Maybe we shouldn't be mining these minerals at all.
Yeah, maybe it's dangerous.
Oh, see, there it is.
Oh, yeah, 32.
So we have Protoss going for an expand in the back of his base. This is one of these
bases.
That's
43.
What the hell?
Well, that's because that's not a backdoor expansion.
They might all be 43.
No, that's a 31.
No, that's a 31. Now, I don't know. These seem pretty random to me. 32, 31.
06.
6.
43. Heaven is totally listening to us right now.
He's on. He's on, man. And then I guess that's it.
That's basically it.
The other bases are on the other numbered bases. There must be other parts of this.
We can now no longer refer to these
space stations. You know, we can just stop calling it a.
We can't. We shouldn't call him a third base anyways. We should just call him. He's going to take base 06.
He's going to take base 32 for now, but 43 will be taken later on.
Once he gets to 06, you know we've got a late game.
Yeah, and by then we're going to start going into negative numbers. So the Zealot's coming out now. A little bit of pressure here.
That's interesting that he sends the Zealot. It's a more aggressive scout. going to scout incorrectly first. There's no reason to believe that his opponent is, he hasn't figured anything out yet when it comes to Overlords. So neither of the Overlords scouted cross spawn first, obviously. So they're actually not scouting it either.
Here's a picture of Wolf just to the right of that text.
You know, I was talking to our toast about this yesterday. It says in Hangul "dopoji," which instead of saying the purge, it makes me think the fudge.
The fudge, man. The fudge. Well,
that forge wall with a stalker here is going to be pretty tight.
That's called the pudgy. Well, nice.
The pudgy. That's the pudgy.
The pudgy. Okay, look at the Zealots actually gotten down here, and
Oracle.
Yep, Oracle build. It will be.
That's how Pylon finishes.
And, you know, he did send the Zealot back here, so he didn't want to risk even trying to get the drones. It'd probably be pretty easy for the Zerg to just run with the drones back there and probably come up with no losses at all.
Yeah. And just a little bit of a poke there. The Overlord comes in, sees the Oracle, and he just wants to know if the Pross is going to take a fast third or not. But with those Lings cleared, he's only got the Overlord to rely on for vision at that location. There's a Zergling hologram right there. Just reminding him what those look like. I'm not sure what the hologram's all about, but caution, because Zergling hologram up there.
It's like it's after the Tupac hologram. Well, he's going to come in here and get some of these drones. Nice job. Getting 3, the standard number, if the harass works at all.
It's also a Helix hologram to remind you what DNA looks like. In case you're studying for bio right now, you're like taking AP bio, but you're like staying up late to watch this instead.
So he's going to get the Wallen up here at the expansion.
Yeah.
Expansion 43.
That militia core is going to be really noisy while it kills those plates.
And we have the tech up now to the Twilight Council. Meanwhile, Rogue is getting 18 Lings. But upgrading armor and attack here, so I don't think we're going to have much aggression from the Zerg here. This is he's going up to 26 Lings now.
I think he wants to attack that third base.
Well, it's also possible, you know, with the number of gateways, he just wants to be a little bit safe here. Let's see if he makes any more.
5 gates going up now.
So this is actually a timing off 3 bases. That's what's going on.
Yeah, he might just leave an empty third. I've seen this a lot.
Yeah, so the Lings do come up now. And
they're actually going to force a recall here.
Yeah, well, they'll have to, they might even get some sentries here. In fact, I don't think we have stats really on top of those sentries in time, and all 3 go down.
Nice.
And that really hurts the rush coming up here.
Rogue gets a force field, or rather, stats get a force field on those Rogue Lings there, but
yeah, no, it was really nicely done, actually.
What was that they canceled there? 3 spines, maybe? Those look
well, he might have been thinking that, okay, the gateway rush is going to come, but after that attack, where he gets the sentries, I mean, he's got a lot more presence. And we have a possibility of a 1-1 timing here for the Zerg. There's like really, I don't know if there's going to be much opportunity for the Protoss to push out on the map again. We'll see. Blink is now on the way here, and Zerg takes a 4th. With cross spots like this, I think Rogue can be okay during an attack like this.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. He's getting a Spire and an Infestation Pit, so I don't think this is going to be. I don't think this is really going to be a timing. I think he might just go into 2-2, mutiling for a while, and then eventually with a Hive Tech go into Ultras with the same upgrades. Let's wait and see though. Do you think Stats will really commit to an attack with +2 here in Blink? He doesn't have a lot of Stalkers. He can warp a lot in with all those gates he has.
The gates are, the gates are all finishing up, so it's possible. I mean, he's warping the Stalkers now. I guess, you know, what else can he really do, right?
Yeah,
he has to put some pressure on.
He's definitely stuck in this path for now.
So he'll at least poke out here, and he sees the Lings. Now the Lings are going to do a little bit of running around from behind the army to see if he can't get the Protoss army to back up.
Yeah.
And with the Warp Prism here, it looks like he's going to go ahead and commit to this. Zerg not too far ahead in supply, by the way, but it looks like he's banking up for when the Spire gets done to make a bunch of mutas.
It wouldn't be Stats unless he added 2 Stargates here in the late game. This time probably for Phoenix's against possible Mutalisk. He doesn't know exactly what's coming.
Okay, no force field set. A nice blink on top there.
He's going to get this 4th base pretty easily. It's really
we
tough
have
to
the
take a
Mutas
4th
being
on this
made
map.
after the +1 attack has started. But Protoss will get this base. You know, frankly, man, Protoss could just recall from here.
Yeah, he wants to wait till the last second, get as many drones as he can.
Yeah, you got to be suspicious of Mutas, especially when Zerg's done nothing about the attack that's come in here. I got to say, Stat's actually playing really nicely.
I think he's just going to go ahead and recall it well.
No, I think he might push it a little bit further here. He might only have to do it at the last second. Okay, he's bunching up down here, so this actually could be the real call. Nope.
Is he making Phoenixes? Yeah, he is making 3 Phoenixes at a time, too.
Yeah, this is great. So he can keep the Zerg army, you know, distracted down here. The Zerg has to get rid of this before he can do some real harass here with the Mutas. And notice this, he's sending the Warp Prism down here so that the Mutas are going to have to stay back here a little bit further. And here comes the recall! Nicely done.
Left at home, but it's worth it. And oh my god, 10 hit points on that. Had that failed,
that would have been
situation.
Yeah, that would have been crazy if he had managed to take that out. I thought he was going to send the Warp Prism into the main to try to get maybe a few Zealots here, but it looks like
it's at the bottom right, right?
Yeah, that's going down there at the bottom right. I thought he was going to send it into the main though, but
he might send it later. But I guess he's scared about Mutalisk right now.
Well, the Phoenixes are coming out pretty quickly.
He's already got like 9 of them, I think, now, with +1 on the way. And here comes that Warp Prism.
You know, he can actually just, I think he can just potentially push out here again here.
Yeah, could be. It's a little cross there on the Watchtower.
Zerg maxing out now.
And Stats is not too far away. His composition is really good here.
He's got enough force fields. He can deal with the ground army, and he's got enough Phoenixes. He can kite the Mutas. So, you know, 17 is a lot of Mutas, but
the Fungals here are going to be really important in this upcoming engagement on those Phoenixes. Excuse me. All right, can he get some good Fungals here?
Oh, I like how he's actually gone up here, and he's cut off that ground army.
Yep. Now he's going to kill his base easily. There's not even that many drones there.
Now, also note there's no Mothership Core here. Just yet, at least.
Oh, he thought he might engage there. Look at that. Warps on a wave of Zealots at the front. Fungal here is decent and catches the Phoenixes.
Oh,
they can't fight.
Yeah, the Protoss army is boxing over here at the left, but the Phoenix is not able to do the damage they needed to do to take out these Mutas. The Phoenixes now come in here, engaging the Mutas very well. Looks like we could have another Fungal over here.
Stalkers do actually blink away to minimize that surface area.
The blink there in that corner is going to make those Stalkers so much more effective. Protoss can actually keep dealing damage here. 3 base versus 3 base.
If that Warp Prism had not gone down, I think it might have actually just won the game. He still could, though.
Really, I don't know. I mean, he's doing a lot of great damage here. The Zerg really hurting. You can see the Mothership Core now coming out here. He would like to, ideally, if he needs to, recall all these units back to the Nexus. Phoenixes, though, out here with a presence like this, they can start taking out a lot of Overlords and just clearing up everything else on the map.
Robo Facility gets gooped there for a second. And he's actually going to come over here and just pick up these Infestors. He's going to take the chance, and it works out. It pays off. Wow. This is actually
nicely done.
Just costing too much here for Rogue.
You know, Stats never failing to impress here today. Now, he does have to back up. He's starting this Colossus tag. I mean, once you take out that many Mutas, first of all, the Phoenixes can do what they're doing right here now. They can take out all these drones. Second of all, you know, the Zerg's now forced into going ground. You don't restart making Mutas at this phase of the game. So, if Stats just gets a healthy Robotech out here and I guess attacks again on the Zerg's 4th, I think Stats should win. He does need to get these Phoenixes out of here, though. Can't overextend with him.
Taking a lot of losses there. He's going to start now working on these Overlords. He's killing them left and right here. And I don't know, man. This 4th base that's going up for Rogue right now, it's so far away. It's so hard to take a 4th as a Zerg on this map. It just really, really is. It's so far away from everything. If you lose your creep spread for any reason, you're just going to have such a hard time. Switching into Mass Void Rays here to help support his Colossi against Corruptors, along with the Phoenixes, which are also going to do a decent job against that. Turned on Prismatic Alignment there for some reason, but
that Ling? I think it'll be okay though for him.
Yeah, I mean there's no Corruptors yet anyways.
Yeah, there's no imminent danger here for the Protoss in general. Right now, you know, Rogue just depending on these Lings. Note the Stats doesn't have a 4th base of his own though. He has to get that up here, and that's what is going to happen here at base 06. With that being said, Zerg's base is done. Now, with the Protoss expanding here and the Zerg's expansion about to get done down there in the bottom center, This is a pretty pushable location, man.
Yeah, it is.
It is something where if he gets enough cannons up, he can walk back and forth with his army and defend and hold this. In fact, Protoss not even going to take the base first, just kill this first and then back up. I really like this play.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, he's just Stats is the type of player that when he's ahead, he usually just makes sure that he stays ahead. He doesn't actually make big flashy plays. He's just kind of like.
Well, you know what's funny about it? I mean, some players would stay back and play it safe, but he says, well, no, I mean, I'm actually better off 3 base versus your 3 base. Stats is maxed out. And let's see if he actually pushes further forward here.
Ultra's Cavern is on the way here, but it looks pretty desperate.
Stats playing a game of whack-a-mole here with expansions.
Yeah, he's going to come over here and hit this one. And the thing about playing whack-a-mole with expansions is the expansions can't actually go down and hide. And he's going to get this one pretty easily. The Phoenixes want to swoop around and pick up the Infestors if they can. And I mean, even if he fumbles his army,
oh my God! I think this is the.
I think this is the end.
Yeah, the beginning of the end. Nicely done by Stats. This should be a 1-0 here, unless a miracle occurs for Rogue.
GG.
And this is not a miracle, Rogue. Yeah. Nice addition here, Tasteless. Wow, nicely done by Stats. I mean, he's playing really well. You see Rogue scratching his head there for a little bit. A frustrating loss. A game where really Rogue just never got his 4th up and running.
Yeah,
Stats had some good attacks coming out there.
He just really couldn't make it work.
This is pretty popular nowadays. This powering off 3 base stalker timing.
It's tough to take a 4th base there too on that map. You know, it's just really so far away.
We have a lot of Protosses that are just really good at making sure Zerg never gets to get the lead they need.
Yeah.
They'll bring it all the way to the mid game and the end game and then just play, like I was saying earlier, whack-a-mole, just keep taking out these bases.
Yeah.
Anyways, map number 2 here between these two is Overgrowth.
As you might expect.
Yeah. What does Zerg do when he's in trouble? He's going to go with Overgrowth.
It's just a good map pick for Zerg. It's safe, standard. It's not a bad map for Protoss versus Zerg, but it's a map that Zerg can feel comfortable on. There's no like weirdness about the map where Zerg's like, oh, it's hard to do X on this map. Yeah, it's a pretty standard map.
4th base is safe, which is important. 3rd base safe. All equidistant from the Protoss starting location. So, I think Rogue's got a good shot here, but don't forget that if Stats loses on this map, it's his map to pick after this.